the rich.
Tax the rich. I'm a Bernie bro now.
All right. We had the Battle of the Heiress weddings this week. Ivy Getty got married, and it was disgusting. And Paris Hilton also got married, and it was also disgusting.
Yeah, it was like as if things weren't bad enough with, spending $60 for 2 pounds of meat and $60 to frickin' fill up your car with gas. Now you are treated to the glowing, over-the-top, ass-kissing profiles of billionaire heiresses' ridiculously detached and insane weddings.
Days long.
So detached.
What f***ing world? So how about tone deaf, and what world are you living in? Ivy Getty's wedding. Ivy Getty is the heiress to the Getty fortune. She's one of the Gettys. The Gettys are responsible for people like Nancy Pelosi, who officiated the wedding, Gavin Newsom, who was at the wedding, London Breed was there. This is infuriating to me because all three of these people have disobeyed their own lockdown mandates and orders very blatantly and acted like people who didn't have a care in the world or worry that this would affect them. And guess what? It doesn't, because they have billionaires behind them. That's why they can do whatever the they want, and you have to obey their mandates. And it's infuriating to see that connection so clearly in real life as Nancy stands there in this opulent, ridiculous, they put Persian rugs down in City Hall to transform the space, and then they had her officiating the wedding and she's wearing a crown. Who the do you think you are, Princess Diana? That train was how long was it? It was ridiculous.
Her veil. Yeah,
or
it
the
was
veil.
The whole thing. And then there was the Vogue article about it, which was just ridiculous.
We were roasting it, all of us. The three of us were in a group text, just roasting. We should have just done a reaction video to that article, line by line. And I kept thinking, this article can't possibly get any worse and more detached from the life of an average person, and yet it continued to surprise me with how bad it was.
Right, because it was so glowingly, kiss-assingly, fanatically amazed by this wedding. I was read the room.
Yeah.
Read the pandemic-stricken room.
Read the fucking room. And even just the guests that were there, it was Princess of Greece and the Prince of all
Denmark.
royalty.
Yeah. I didn't get an invitation.
Yes. Princess Shahi here.
Princess of Persia.
I am insulted.
I mean, tax the rich. Tax this whole entire wedding. How much do you think this fucking thing costs?
I just don't know.
I'm not shitting on her because it's not your fault you were born into opulent wealth, but do you not know what's going on in the world? That doesn't mean you can't have a dress you like and whatever. It just seems so, but they're so disconnected. When you live in that kind of wealth, you really don't have any idea.
Right.
You need someone to come tell you what the poors are doing.
Right.
Report on the poors for me. What is it like out there for them?
Yeah.
Okay, so here are some of the quotes. This was the one that went straight up Sam's ass. Art and panels from the house were incorporated into the save the dates and invitations. Growing up in that house and being around great parties my whole life, I never had to turn to Pinterest for inspiration.
Oh, good for you. You didn't need a Pinterest account.
Wow. You just walked around your fancy mansions and that was like a Pinterest for you. Oh, that was so lovely, Ivy Getty.
I love the panels in my living room. Let's
we
put that
just
on the
use
save
parts of the
date.
wallpaper for the saved the dates in our family. We just don't need to look at such pleb sites like Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Sam in
What
all
type
caps.
of name is that?
In the text thread in all the caps, she was like, she didn't need Pinterest, Bridget.
Meanwhile, Bridget and I are like, hey, look at this weight loss article on Pinterest.
We're like, oh, look at how to get abs in 30 days on Pinterest. F- you, Ivy Getty.
You, Ivy Getty.
You, Ivy Getty.
Just even saying something like that is so fucking pretentious. It makes me want to burn everything down. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get Occupy Wall Street. I'm going to go occupy the Getty's fucking mansion.
Then we had, this is the one that went straight up Bridget's ass. The following day, guests joined the couple for a picnic lunch at the log cabin on Presidio, overlooking the city. IV drips were at the ready for anyone in need of help recovering from the night before.
IV drips. Oh, man. I've been to parties like that, like really new money rich people have that a lot, where they have like IV drips to rehydrate you after you've been partying. It's not that weird, but it's still pretty fucking gross.
You have to have like people on hand to insert
Nurses.
the IVs too.
Yeah, you've got to have nurses on hand.
Just on standby.
Disgusting.
The rich got too rich.
Yeah.
Tax the rich.
Tax the rich. This is the one that went straight up my ass. Normally, I don't do bridesmaids' dresses because bridal gowns alone take up so much of my time, Galliano said. This is the designer. But as I was so bewitched by Ivy and her stories of these women she had grown up with, her bridesmaids, I made an exception.
Oh, you made an exception.
Bewitched by Ivy.
I can't believe you made an exception for a billionaire. That's so strange. Billionaires never get exceptions made for them.
Normally, bridesmaids' dresses are beneath me.
I would normally never touch a bridesmaid dress because of the association with peasants and people who are on the side of the most important person. But in this instance for Ivy, I was willing to lower my standards a bit.
The sucking up to Ivy, too. All of the people were like, and then I met Ivy, and I was just so inspired.
Like,
She's
you like
such
her
an
because she's
icon.
rich.
The acme of cool and charm.
Yeah.
I mean, I really lost it at the very last line, which was written by the person who wrote the article on the heels of a quote from Ivy. And then it was like, miracles happen. Yes, the miracle of falling out of a rich vagina. The miracle of having the wedding of your dreams when you're a fucking billionaire. Like, this is what we're calling a miracle now? No. This isn't a miracle. This is standard. You're a fucking billionaire. You get whatever you want. Like, this is not a surprise or a miracle. A miracle is a child hearing who's deaf when they get that amazing new hearing aid. A miracle is someone who lives through something that they should not live through. It's not a billionaire heiress having the wedding of her dreams.
It's so preposterous.
It's ridiculous. Miracles happen. Oh, do they, Vogue?
I mean, we could have spent this entire show
The
on that
opulence.
entire article.
It's almost like in your face.
Yeah.
It almost feels intentional. Like, suck it, pores.
Truly.
Suck my rich dick, pores.
Suck it, pores.
Like, we have no interest, concept, or connection to anything that's going on in the real world.
Why would I think Gavin Newsom or Nancy Pelosi, who somehow made herself $100 millionaire while she's been a public servant, would have any connection being around those people to the problems that we, the people, have for 2 seconds? But I feel this way about all politicians. That's why I hate them all.
Burn it all down.
Burn it all down.
Tax the rich.
I'm a socialist now.
All right, then we have Paris Hilton's wedding. So this, we were just kind of
This is
analyzing
like new
it
money
this morning.
wedding.
Very.
This is like the poor billionaire's wedding.
Yeah, it was very much like the battle of the
heiresses.
old money heiress versus the new money reality star heiress.
Yeah, I think there was only like one celebrity at Ivy's, and it was her maid of honor, the chick from that show.
Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit, the star. Then that's it. It was all royalty.
Right. And then Paris's wedding had celebrities, but they were like quote unquote celebrities. They were like a lot of B-list celebrities. And of course, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but Kim didn't look too happy to be there. And honestly, Paris didn't look too happy to have her there. She looked like she was like, what is this dress you're wearing to my wedding? Paris's was definitely like, I felt a little bit, she turned it into a reality show.
Yeah.
That's her brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's hot.
Airing in a six episode series on Peacock, apparently, the reality show of her wedding.
Oh, God.
And
her entire story that I was watching this morning on Instagram was just her being like, yes, 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 yes. In the background of every video she was taking. Yes.
Like
yes.
the party was at the Santa Monica Pier.
Trashy.
That's real trashy.
I mean, I'm going to get snobby for a minute and say, as much as I want to burn it all down, Ivy's was a little bit more old money.
Yeah. Paris had 11 dresses because her
She got married on 11/11.
Just disgusting.
Again, though. Read the room, Paris.
Yeah, and then she had also at her reception these pillows with her on them called like Love Paris, and she's like semi-nude or she's covered up with like roses and teddy bears on her privates and there was pillow cutouts.
Hers was way more like narcissistic feeling too.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to my wedding, which I had last year, I just celebrated my year anniversary, and I'll give these ladies a run for their money. Instant Marriage LA, thank you very much. A very average office building in the valley. I was officiated by a Russian lady, and we had to wear masks because it was in the middle of a pandemic.
No friends or family.
No,
just the
no
two of
frills
you.
there.
All right. And then finally in this category, we have nannies, butlers, housekeepers, drivers, and bodyguards are becoming rare for the rich. Many are thinking of closing their country houses as a result because of the labor shortage, basically.
Gee, I wonder why. I can't imagine why these people would be sick of these fucking rich people. And they're quitting. It's so hard to find good servants these days. They all want money and fair wages. Time off and to be treated like a human. I refuse to do that.
How dare they?
We're treated like an equal, something I can't comprehend. I mean, my upbringing, working for a lot of these old money rich people really did some damage. I got some issues I've got to work out.
Got some deep scars.
I know they're all fucked up and they couldn't help it, but you can still be aware that you have a lot more than most people. They don't seem to be. Like Paris's fucking registry that Sam made Sam want to take her life.
Oh, God.
Hermes plates and $800 cheese boards and...
Yeah.
If you're that rich, why wouldn't you just say, donate anything that you would get for us, very wealthy people who have too much money anyways, to a charity, or get some toys for kids for the holidays, or food for people who are starving, or like literally anything other than a $4,000 plate that I'm probably never going to use.
Right. Because we're rich and we can buy anything we need for the house.
But those were the
They
same
already have
people.
it all.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they made the registry open to the public. So if, you didn't get invited to the wedding, but you still want to give your BFF Paris
a Baccarat lamp.
you can spend your $880 on a golden serving
I'm so
fork.
uncomfortable. Like, people want to get me stuff for the pregnancy, and I'm like, donate it to shelters.
Yeah.
I don't need, I'll get the like 10 things that I absolutely need.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that I'll have friends and family who will contribute to that. But I don't want like people, I would rather they spend it on people who like need stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I get it. It's like a nice inclination that people have, but I'm fucking not rich. And I have the inclination to be like, please spend your money somewhere where people need it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this wedding registry was worth $66,000 altogether.
That's so much money.
So much money.
Not to them. This is just a golden spoon for $2,000, Maggie. That's nothing.
It just kill me.